I was doing research for a ride that I was planning in Deua National Park, and the first comment that came back said, "Make sure you've got good tyres, bloody wet here at the moment." And so I thought, yeah, it is about time for some new rubber. Then I did the unthinkable, and I posted for tyre advice on one of the forums. And boy, did I get plenty of advice. It really was almost like a religious debate. But the information did help me choose a new set of tyres for my bike. And if you're wondering what I chose, I put the Motos Desert HT on the back. And I didn't pick for any scientific reason. It was this description that really sold it to me. He had me at small animals. So with new rubber fitted, I was ready for my next adventure. We were heading down to Deua National Park, which is about 3.5 hours south of Sydney. And the plan was we were going to glamp. We were taking the trailer and all the camping stuff down. And on day one, we were going to ride a loop through Talaganda State Forest. So Nick turns up with his flash trailer, which we affectionately refer to as the Gin Palace, and we load the bikes ready to go. It was a pretty easy drive down, and we opted to stay on a private property that we found using HipCamp. It's called Witts End.
So I'll bring the car in, bring it around, bring it in like this all the way. Here, I'm driving. Park here. Then I'll get the trailer. The sun is coming up over there.
Cocktail bar?
Sundowners there. Then, so I've got cooking on this side. Yes, the cooking. Fridge is on this side. So we'll de-hitch and then I'll come round and then I'll put the tent up and then I'll put the other awning out.
Compared to our normal moto camping, this was luxury. We had power, fridges, showers, toilets, we had it all. And one of the other benefits of glamping is it meant we didn't have to carry any gear on our bikes. We were riding unburdened for the 3 days.
Oh, look at that!
Yes! Welcome to the Ritz-Carlton.
I felt almost guilty staying in such posh camping facilities. After setting up camp, it was time for us to hit the road and get some dirt.
Okay, that's it.
The weather was perfect. It was nice and warm, but an overcast sky. And we were just enjoying being out on the bikes.
Yes, please.
Talaganda National Park is up at altitude. It's probably around about 1,100–1,200 meters. So you get almost alpine-like sort of scenery, which is just beautiful. And the views were just absolutely stunning. Really incredible views for most of the ride, actually.
Yeah.
HD had left his GSA at home and was riding his little 501, and I think he was enjoying the lighter bike in these conditions. At the end of day one, we took a run up Big Badger Hill, which is one of my favourite sort of vistas in that part of the country. It's absolutely stunning. It's a tricky little loose climb up, but when you get up there, you have this incredible 360-degree view. We got back to our salubrious camp, and Nick had prepared an incredible feast of lamb souvlaki for the evening.
Bacon and eggs.
Day 2 was our big ride. So we rode down Cooma Road, and then it was a 300-kilometre loop which went down into the valley and then back up onto the mountains before heading back to our glamping site. And after a wonderfully cooked breakfast, we hit the road. Rob joined us late the night before, and we headed down and started our big long 300-kilometre loop. The first part of our riding was through Badger State Forest, which is just superb, just beautiful, beautiful riding. The conditions were absolutely perfect. The weather was wonderful, and we were just having an absolute blast through that state forest.
Oh yeah!
Riding through the trees was really spectacular. The contrast of the black and white on the trees, it really was just stunning, stunning landscape. Then we got to Falcon Road, where we had to start our descent. It's about 1 kilometre down.
Now I think we're about to start the descent. We're going to go big descent down into the valley. So. Oh, look at that.
The views off to the right literally took our breath away. They were just so incredibly stunning and also unexpected.
But we are going down to the bottom of this. And that, I think that river down there is the Churros River, which we cross.
Got down into the beautiful valley and just had some nice easy riding for a while along the dirt roads. After some pretty easy riding, we then approached Peak Alone, which was recommended by a local, and it had some pretty technical, pretty big, loose hill climbs. This is definitely not for beginners. Challenge of a good hill climb, then you will love the ride up to Peak Alone. What seemed like an endless array of hills, we finally reached the peak and were rewarded with just incredible 360-degree panoramas. The ride down was a lot easier than the ride up. We just took our time, but it's still a little bit tricky here and there. At the bottom of the descent, we hit the Yowie River, and this had a lot of big boulders in the river crossing, which gave Nick and I a bit of grief as we went across first. But with a bit of pushing and shoving, we got the first two bikes across without any problem. As Robert was watching this, he decided on a different strategy. He just sent it, and I loved his dismount.
That was brilliant!
After conquering Peak Alone, we then had a beautiful ride through the rest of the valley, and then we started our climb back out to the top of the mountains. left-hand side as we climbed up that mountain were stunning. It was just such a beautiful ride. It was hard to keep your eye on where you were riding. You just wanted to keep staring out at the beautiful panoramas to the left. We had one more obstacle in front of us, and that was the Churros River. Now, I'd been chatting to a local who told me that it was crossable, so I knew it wasn't too deep. But still, it was a fun last river crossing for the day. But then just after we all got through the river, we noticed Dave had a flat rear tyre, so it took us an extra half hour just to sort of change that tyre and get it all fixed again. Then it was back to our glamping site where Nick prepared us an incredible meal of steaks with fufu butter for the evening. On day 3, we just went back up to Talaganda State Park behind the camping site where we were staying, and we just played in the hills there, and we just had a hoot. It's such fun riding, and we just spent probably 3 or 4 hours having one more ride before packing up our camp and heading back to Sydney.